I don't think Joe's smart enough to be like, hey, let's send them off the trail. Don't hack the McDonald's on DC. I mean, why doesn't he just give Putin, like, I don't know, the keys to the nuclear football? What's the list? Don't hack 1, Joe's basement. 2, Hunter's businesses. 3, Hunter's laptop. 10% for the big guy. 4, don't hack that. What's going on?
Smoking, snorting, drinking, shooting. What is that there? What is that there? Hi, my name is Junior, and I'm an alcoholic. Coffee's over there, Danish over there. What the? I mean, don't you get tired of following this freaky family? Don't you? Honestly, people, don't you? I just, listen, Talkspace, it's for everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? What is this thing here? He's handling the pressure very well, don't you think? He wants to run for president is what it is. And he's somebody needs to tell him not to film himself when he's like trashed. And then he posted it. He actually went through the activity of posting that. Now, as long as CNN is going to cover the condo in Surfside, Florida, which is right down the road from us, wall to wall, then you leave me no choice but to explore the demented, putzery that is the right wing. I don't know why no one will cover this. Why won't anybody cover what's going on in white right wing nutbaggery? I don't understand it. Instead, they keep showing me the same picture of the same condo. It's sad, okay? It's really sad. And you're going to find out somewhere in the end that they knew that the building needed repairs and just didn't bother. And that they're going to find all these other buildings here that are over 40 years old that have sinkholes below them, that have pool leaks that are filling the sinkholes with heavy, weighty water, that chlorine from the pools has eroded the rebar. I mean, it's horrifying, okay? It is. It's sad. And the initial 11 seconds of the building pancaking was very traumatic. But why are they doing this? This is just like MH370. This is the way that they covered that. And then all of a sudden they decided we're never going to find anybody alive, and let's move on. Why do news? Why do they do this? Why do they do it? You got the president's son recording himself in smashed, and just say no, Junior. Just say no. Nobody wants to help him. He needs help. Obviously, the boy needs help. He needs an intervention of some sort. And the only media that's going to be interested in that video are the people that actually produce intervention. And what's wrong with Tucker? What is wrong with him? And why doesn't anybody cover this kind of right-wing nutbaggery, okay? Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Last night, this had to be the all-time worst episode, okay, of a program that the court found no reasonable person would or should believe, right? And yet it's on in millions of houses, millions of homes every single night. Grandma and grandpa just eating this up, kind of like Donald Jr. does with, blow, or I don't know what. Was that drunk? I think it was drunk cocaine. It seems like a combi package to me. You know what I mean? It definitely wasn't, like Oxy. It wasn't Roxy. It wasn't a downer. It was like alcohol mixed with something that made him think this is a good time to videotape myself. So I'm guessing it's blow.
I recently had a friend tell me that alcohol and cocaine go so well together, he no longer drinks alcohol.
Alcohol and cocaine go so well together, he no longer drinks alcohol?
That's right, because when he does, he gets into the other stuff. So he's just cut the alcohol out completely so he doesn't get tempted. But he says they go well together so well.
It's speedballing is what it is.
Is that what it is? Well, whatever it is, I feel like Trump Jr. would have more insight on the subject right now.
And where's Kimberly, the girlfriend? And what is with that house? Is that a rental? There's like nothing personal anywhere in that house. The shelves are empty. Did he snort or drink everything that was on those shelves? I don't know what that is. But the kid needs help. It's like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, really. It makes reality TV look silly. But okay, so back to this. This is what goes on. I don't know what's wrong with you people that watch this swill and think it's somehow informative or newsy or something you need to spend your time doing. I'm not sure when you're going to get tired of being wrong all the time. All the time. But last night really took the cake. We had a combi here too, okay? This was not alcohol and drugs. This was crazy. This was white supremacy and I'm being spied on. That was the combi package. I mean, it's just so surreal anymore. And you would think that newspapers would, start writing about it. You would think that media would start reporting about it. You would think an alarm would go off in this country saying, oh my God, we got problems here. Something is awfully wrong over at this news channel. Something, right. I mean, this is unbelievable. All right, here's Tucker Carlson with a theory about white supremacy, okay?
So Joe Biden told us recently that the single gravest terror threat we face is not Islamic terrorism, ISIS or Al-Qaeda,
right,
as the government has told us for 20 years now, since 2001. It's not the brutal mobs of race extremists who burned and looted our cities last summer, BLM and Antifa, as if you'd been paying attention, you would assume it would be, of course.
What?
They're the ones who burned the cities. No, it's none of that.
What?
The main threat we face as a nation, Biden told us, is white supremacy, white American terrorists. And our law enforcement and intelligence agencies have concluded that. The president said it's an established fact. And then he stopped. Strangely, that's all that Biden told us. He never said who those white supremacists were. He didn't explain what they believe or what they plan to do to America. He announced no arrests of any of them.
What?
He didn't name a single person or organization.
What?
So who is the white Osama bin Laden?
What?
Joe Biden didn't say. Neither did his Attorney General, Merrick Garland, when he reiterated Biden's claims several days later.
What?
So the rest of us were left to wonder, who exactly are these domestic terrorists? We still don't know the answer, and neither do many longtime FBI agents, as we learned this weekend when we spoke to a couple of them. Biden's claim is absurd, they told us. It's not even close to true. In recent years, there have been so few crimes committed by avowed white supremacists that the FBI strongly considered dismantling the office within the Domestic Terror Division that investigates white supremacist groups.
What?
As the agents we spoke to put it, the number of cases the program manager had didn't justify his position. There was nothing for him to do. For decades, by contrast, the greatest domestic terror threat has come from radical environmental groups. They commit the most crimes. Look it up.
Oh, I did. You're wrong. You're lying. We have over 500 people arrested for the January 6th insurrection. Merrick Garland, when he did testify to Congress a couple days ago, actually laid out cases that they're working on. And you could just rewind your own show to see white supremacist rhetoric over and over and over and over again. In fact, Tucker, the biggest rebellions ever conducted against the United States were both fueled by white supremacy. One was called the Civil War. We had a January 6th insurrection. The other, if you want to look at foreign, influence, the other big war we had, World War II, against white supremacy. Why do you watch this? Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.